Hey, how you doing, fellow nerds? Welcome back to another video. Today we are going to be building these Runtherd and Gretchin, or Runtherd and Gretchin. I'm not really too sure how to pronounce that. I'm going to go with Runtherd. So these are the first orcs that I bought for my 2,000 point orc army. These were nice and cheap. I think they ended up costing me something like £12. So we're going to get stuck into building these. Let's get them opened up. These are actually not too bad. They only cost you 40 points for your army. And they've got a cheeky little ability where they can steal CP if they're standing on an objective. So could end up piling those points up if you're lucky. If they're overlooked by your opponent. So what do we get in this? We get, what's that, an orc with a squig and 10 Gretchins. I'm sure they've changed the name of those, you know. I'm sure it used to be called snotlings. Maybe snotlings are something different. Warhammer Games Workshop keep doing that, don't they? I don't think there's much to build with these, to be honest. I think we've only really got to build Runtherd. Yeah, the Gretchins seem to be mostly built. Just put their heads on and stick them on the stands. Let's get these open. I'm going to guess that's for the orc and these are for the Gretchins. Yeah, they're not particularly strong. They've only got a toughness of 2, but like I said, they could end up stealing you some command points. So let's get these cut off the sprues. Let's have a look. Do we even have instructions with these? I don't think we even need them. Yeah, I guess we do. Basically just stick a head on the body and stick the arms are mostly on. In fact, the arms are all on. So it's just glue the heads on and stick them on their bases. Alright, well, let's do that. I guess it doesn't really matter too much which head we put on which Gretchin. These remind me of the old Hero Quest. Goblins. Just make sure those feet are nice and smooth. Like that. In fact, I'm going to stick them to the base first today. Get plenty of glue on those little feetses. So yeah, like I say, I'm building an orc army. I've called my army Smash Ya Teeth. T-E-E-F in. Smash your teeth in. Seemed appropriate. Loving the lore that I'm learning about orcs. I just love the fact that everything they genuinely believe is real. Some of the stuff is hilarious. Some of the stories I've been told. I love the fact that they live for fighting. Their little feet, their little hobbit feet. Not much of a contact point there. Wondering if this one's actually going to stand up. I'm going to hold that there for just a second. In fact, I can't really see the other foot. What are we doing? There we go. Oh, no, we didn't want to do that. Started sliding him across. I love these little blunderbusses they've got. Maybe that's... Oh, now I'm just remembering. I think it's Space Crusade where they're called snotlings. God, who remembers Space Crusade? That is the wrong sprue. I'm going to put you there out of the way. That was such a good game. I used to love playing that when I was a kid. It's quite expensive now. I really wish they would do a reprint of that. Or a remake. Maybe the people that remade Hero Quest could do that. I forget what they're called. I've got that in my storage. Or all of the new Hero Quest stuff. All of the expansions. Maybe I'll paint some of that someday. They look so funny with no head. They almost look like little clay golems or something. Trying to put that as flush with the flat surface as possible on those feet, so I don't need to mess around too much with shaving off. My nail seems to be doing the job. Hurrah for slightly longer nails, although they do need a trim. Don't want to stick too much glue on the feet. I don't want to melt the toes. That was a good connection. Oh, this dude's already got his head on. Well, I cut that in the wrong bloody place, didn't I? That's because I had the clippers around the wrong way. Need to pay more attention. Could have ruined that. His pistol. Pistol's bigger than his head. Hilarious. Imagine you could have quite a few of these. Maybe if you had like 2 or 3 of them in your army and you just sent them to the objectives just to steal the CP each round. I don't know whether that would be a viable tactic. It would certainly be funny if that was the way that you won. I imagine people would be wise to that and end up just nuking them. And with a toughness of 2, like I say, they're not going to be too difficult to kill, are they? I think they've got like 1 wound as well. Let me just bring up their... Let me just bring up their stat sheet. What they got. Yeah, 1 wound. Okay, yeah, they're going to get absolutely obliterated. Suppose that's the chance you take, isn't it? Maybe your opponent underestimates them and thinks, nah, they're easy to kill, just leave them. We'll go after the truck or the battle wagon or something like that. Or maybe put these in a battle wagon and just zoom them up to the objective. Oh, I thought I'd cut his head then. He's having a proper aim. so relaxing building these models. This is like my de-stressing time. Winding down from work. Where are the other bodies? Ah, there's one. Ah, so this is the one you have to put the arms on. Okay. I'm gonna guess it's those arms. Let's have a little look at the instructions. For the one and only time. Okay. Just imagine him going, he's raising his arms up. For some reason it made me think of Diablo. Racanisho. Such a good game. I played Diablo 2 for many, many years when it first came out. Used to be... Oh, we've dropped him. And he's back, just like that. Oh dear. Me and my brother used to play Diablo 2 loads. Used to have absolutely everything. Kaleidoscope. Can't even remember what any of the things are called now. Oculus, that was one of the helms, wasn't it? Oh no. What was the ring? I think that was the only thing I only ever found like one of. Stone of Jordan, that was it, wasn't it? Where are we? This guy, where did I put the clip? Oh, there. Until you lose the clippers. Must have done about 1 million Mephisto runs. Using the old sorceress trick with the flame wall. Glitching him into the wall. And just farming him. Till you got brave enough to start farming Diablo. Okay, so we've got all of these heads. What's that? Looks like some sort of bloody Mongolian. Not the Mongolians. Oh no, Mongolians again. Let's just cut all of the heads off. I'm wondering whether there's a selection or whether it's just the amount. He's got like a skull strapped to his head. These are hilarious. This is mostly the reason why I bought these. Because I thought they added a lot of character. It's so humorous. I feel like you've got to have fun when you're playing Warhammer. I don't even care if I lose all the time once this army's done. Although I say that now, maybe I will care when I lose like 5 battles in a row or something. Someone's got goggles on, looks like a nutty professor. I think he's stolen a Deathcore of Krieg helmet. So funny. Oh, he almost cut his chin off then. That would have been bad. Right, let's put that to one side. Yeah, there's way more than 10 heads. What we got there? We got 3, 6. We got 7 heads there. 8, 9, 10. Count with me. 11. We've got a couple of different orc heads there as well. 12. Right, I think the rest of that is to go with the Runtherd. Runtherd? I'm going to Google that later. Okay. Let's pick some heads then, shall we? Have a good look at these. So he's got some sort of, is that cloth mask? Some sort of like Middle Eastern style. Oh, I like that one. That's a definite with the eye patch. These are brilliant. That's a definite as well with the Deathcore of Krieg helmet. Gotta have the Mongolian helmet. What's this guy got? Some sort of bandit mask. We'll go with that one as well. I like the bandage. What have we got there? 5 heads so far. What's this guy? He's got the skull on his head. Yeah, we'll have him. Nutty Professor. What's that? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We've got 7 pick. We need to pick 3 more. What's this guy got on his head? Some sort of weird helmet. Oh, you can go over there as well. We'll keep you. So we need to pick 2 more. Just make sure I haven't missed any options over here. No, I haven't. I want the one with loads of teeth on show. That leaves 1 more. Let's get a closer look at these. I'm not keen on that one. That one's a possibility. I like the teeth and the big chin on this one. I'm going to go with that one. Right, we've picked our 10 heads. Let's put them out of the way. Let's get them glued on. Who? Oh, we can't have 10 heads because 3 of them have already got heads on. Well, that's a darn shame. Well, we picked those 2 last, didn't we? So we'll get rid of those. So I need to get rid of... Oh, we got 2, 4, 6, 7. I need to get rid of 1 more. I think we'll get rid of this one. Yeah, we'll get rid of that one. Right, dual wielding Pistolia. So they're done then, aren't they? Those 3. We just need to pick what we're going to do here. I think we might go with Deathcore of Krieg helmet on this nutter. Maybe we won't, his horn doesn't fit. Maybe we'll go on this one. Yeah, we'll do that one. These are going to be a lot of fun to paint, I think. His chin needs a little shave. His face is all messed up and droopy. What the heck? His head's too big for his freaking body with that thing on his head. Right, Then maybe we'll go with the cloth mask guy on this one then. Seems to fit pretty well. Yeah, that looks cool. I like the fact that you can put on whatever you want. I think we're going to go with that on there. What am I doing? Ooh, hello. These are so funny. I wonder if you can have a whole bloody Gretchin army. There'd be hundreds of them, wouldn't there? Let's go with a baseball cap. Sometimes when you're making a model, something just screams out to you, doesn't it? It's almost like it builds itself. Right, the skull dude's going to go on this one. See, just like that, it just seems like the right head to go on there. I'll be interested to look at the box afterwards to see if I've actually picked any of the heads that the Games Workshop have picked. Right, Nutty Professor I'm putting on the blunderbuss. Oh dear. That leaves whatever that helmet is on there. And then we'll get Runtherd built. Runtherd? Still don't know. I guess it doesn't really matter too much. Right, they are done. Let's get the big man built. He's so much bigger than them. Okay, what? It's gotta be this head. The big nose ring through it. Oh, I've done that again. I need to pay more attention. Oh, wow, that flew across the room and hit the wall. It's a good 6 feet that flew across the room. Incidentally, that's the head they chose on their instructions. I know his head turned slightly. I don't know why, but for some reason he's reminding me of LeChuck from Monkey Island. Okay, so I was supposed to put the arm on first, but I didn't. I don't. Okay, well, let's do that first then. We've glued his head on. What are we going to do here? So we need the arm with this handle spear type thing. And I think, what is this then? Variant assembly. Is that the same weapon or different? Is that going to make a big difference? I don't know. Two. What's that? 1 strength, 0, whatever that is. I don't even know how to read these yet. Everyone's got 2 strength, -1, whatever that is. I think we're going to go with... I mean, I like the claw-looking grabby thing anyway, so I'm going to go with that one. Although that one does look kind of cool. Almost looks like some sort of Tesla core. Oh, it's got like a little lightning thing on it too. Ooh. Decisions. I think I'm going to go with this. Hopefully that is not the wrong choice. I don't think it's ever wrong if it's the one that you think looks the coolest though, is it? So how on earth does that go on there? It goes either side of that like that. Yeah, that needs to be trimmed because it doesn't go flush. There we go. It still doesn't go flush. What's stopping it? There's still a little bit that needs to be trimmed. There we go, that's much smoother. Right, let's slap some glue in there. Which way does that go? It says the chunky bit goes down the front. Ah, there we go, that makes a lot of sense. That does really looks like some sort of lightning conductor. Or electricity conductor. I am going to lie that down for a second because I don't want that to go wonky. Right, what's in the other arm? Well, we've got 2 choices, the whip or the... Yeah, we're definitely going with the, I don't know what they're called. Is it a squig? Yeah, we've got to go with that, haven't we? I refuse to believe that anybody would choose the whip. Oh, that's its tongue sticking out. So that's its head there then, I would imagine. Yes. Had to be really careful because his ears are so close. They're so thin. You know what, I'm going to glue that part instead, because we can see the edges where it connects. And we can be a little bit smarter about where we're putting all of that glue. Yeah. That is so cool. Like holding it by the scruff of its fur. Awesome. What an awesome model. So we don't need that or that. We don't need that. We do have some things we can put on him though. So the whip can go on the left side of him and the gun could go on the right side, okay. Why have we got some goblin arms? Have one of these goblins not got... Oh! We could have put a pistol on this guy instead of... Ah, shucks. Oh well, I think it looks pretty cool holding it up in the air anyway. We'll keep him like that. Let's trim these arms so that they're going to get good contact. Love it. Just put him on his stand. Where's the squig gonna go? Is he gonna connect with the floor? I want to make sure that I've got enough room. Yeah, if we put him right at the back of the stand, like that, there'll be enough room. Well, there better be anyway. Otherwise I'm going to feel foolish. Oh, he's fallen over. Let's try that again, shall we? Okay. Maybe we'll leave you to dry for a second. Just cut these off and put these over here with the spare bits. I don't know what colour to base this, or prime it even. I was going to buy Orc Skin Green, but I'm thinking I might just go with... I've got Wraithbone already. I might just Wraithbone prime them. That'll make the green really pop when I put it on. I'm not a big fan of the slap chop technique, especially with the speed paints. I think it makes it look a bit grainy and powdery. I like them to have like a good vibrant colour. Let me show you one of the Tyranids that I painted. These aren't finished yet, they need to be based properly. So this is like a Termagant that I painted. I'm not great at painting yet, but I'm getting there. That base obviously needs a bit more work. I've got some that grass powder stuff that you can just put the glue on and then throw it all over it and it sticks. But yeah, we've got some of the detail in there. See if it's... The camera's not very good at zooming in close up, but you can see the teeth and the eye. And then I've tried to do the eye on the gun. You can't really see it on this camera. It's not very good at zooming in. I think I need to get a different camera. I quite like making these videos. I'm going to do the same with these. I'm doing different hives coming together. Almost like a bunch of defeated hives that have all come back together to form a new hive. Right, hopefully he's kind of... Yeah, he's kind of stuck. Okay, let's put his arm on. And then I think we need a little bit of glue on the bottom there. I'm not sure if that's going to connect, but... Oh, it does indeed. That's that's so cool. I really like that. We'll let him stick for a minute. Which side did that gun go on? It goes on this side, so the whip goes on the other side. Let's try and glue that whip on. Where does it go? It goes like here? Something? I don't really know what part it glues to. Just like his leg and... maybe I won't stick that on yet. If I stick that on, that's going to make his leg terribly difficult to paint. Yeah, I'm not going to put it on yet. I'm going to keep that over there. The gun. Where does the gun go? The gun's similar, isn't it? Yeah, I'm going to leave those off. I'll prime and paint those separately. Sometimes when I'm making these models, I do try to take into consideration just how difficult it's going to make it to paint them. Yeah. I'm going to stick a bit of glue there. A little bit of glue there. I'm going to stick a little bit on the bottom there because that bottom is going to stick to the stand and it'll give him a bit more stability. Or not, because his arm wants to go there like that. That's weird. Okay, well, yeah, we'll keep that up in the air then. That's finished. What a cool model. I really like that. Let's get a close up. I'm really sorry about the quality of that camera. That's not great at all. I'll take a little photo of them and I will add it to the end of the video, as along with their stat sheet as well, so you can have a look what the stats are and what the abilities are, particularly with stealing the CP points. And that's that video, guys. Appreciate you watching as always. Thanks for hanging out, and I will see you on the next video. Until then, good night.